And lower scores. Higher. Did I already do this one? Speaking. Hi, I'm Ariana Grande, and I'll be talking to you about TOEFL and the independent speaking task and how to improve your score. What up, world? Today we are moving from writing to speaking, and we are going to talk about what to expect for the independent speaking task on the TOEFL, but also I have 5 tips for you. So let's get started.
Hey, my name's Mike, but my students call me Teacher Mike. I've taught English for the past 7 years, from Thailand to Hawaii to Washington, D.C. I've taught exam classes, business classes, and general English classes, and I pretty much love it all. So sit tight and let me share something with you.
So first, here is what to expect for the TOEFL independent speaking task. The first thing we need to know about this task is it is an opinion-based task. Second thing is it is recorded. So you're not actually speaking to a person, you're speaking into the computer. Third thing, it's timed. So you have to worry about a clock on your screen ticking down. How much time do you have? You have 15 seconds to prepare your answer, and you have 45 seconds to respond. Because it's an opinion-based task, your question is going to be totally random. So it could be about any topic. It could be about marriage, travel. It could be about celebrities. So here's an example question that they could ask you. Would you rather take a trip by plane or by train? So now let's move on to the tips. Tip number 1, let's go. Your response needs to be organized just like that independent essay needs to be organized. So we can follow the same type of format for both. Meaning, in your response, answer the question, give a reason why, and then give another reason for that answer. After you answer the question and give your 2 reasons for that answer, then you can fill the time by explaining those reasons, giving examples and details. So here's an example with our question. I would rather go on a plane. Why? Reason 1, because it's faster. Reason 2, because it's exciting. For my example, I said I would rather take a plane over a train. It's one of my reasons, because it's faster. So in my response, I would explain this with an example. One time I took a trip from Washington, D.C. to New York City, and it only took about an hour and a half. And that was faster than a train would have been. Second tip, you have 15 seconds to prepare, which is very short. But, and it's a big but, that's enough time to write down a couple or a few words or notes. For example, with our question, okay, all we have to write down in the 15 seconds is the answer, plane, and the reason, fast, and the other reason, exciting. This is the tip. Okay, it's 3 words, but if you get stuck while you're answering, all you have to do is look down at one of those words and you will remember your thoughts and you can keep talking. So tip number 2 leads us to tip number 3. Fill the time with talking. Higher scores fill the time with meaningful responses and language. Lower scores do not. If the person scoring your test doesn't have a response to work with, then it's very difficult to give you a score. Tip 4, using varied sentence structure and appropriate vocabulary. So one of those things is varied sentence structure. In speaking, this means use some simple sentences but also use some longer, more complicated sentences as well. Also, appropriate vocabulary. This is your chance to impress the testers. But also be careful, because this is not the place to try out new vocabulary you are unsure of. If you're not totally sure of the meaning, then use something you are sure of. And here's our last tip. Watch out for questions that may have more than one part. For example, describe one of your role models. Explain how this person has helped you. So this question, it kind of has two parts to it. First, you have to describe this person, but you also need to tell how they've helped you. A lot of times when people come to these types of questions, they only answer one part of it in the actual response. Be sure to answer both parts of your question if it has two parts. So let's review some of the tips that we talked about today. Tip 1. Organization. Organize your response into the answer, reason for the answer, another reason for that answer. Tip 2. Notes. Use the 15-second preparation time very strategically and take notes on your response. Tip 3. Fill the time. All 45 seconds. All of it. Tip 4. Use varied sentence structure, simple, complex, but also appropriate vocabulary, but vocabulary you know. And tip 5. Be careful with those two-part questions. Be sure to answer both parts. Alright, so one last time. This is Teacher Mike, and I hope this video helped you. If it did, leave some comments of what you'd like me to cover next. Subscribe to my channel and like the video. Peace, 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 love, peace, love, peace, love.